What's poppin'? It's Kairos. It's a video on names and stuff. Excuse the fan, it's not that serious. But um, I want to talk about psychics, clairvoyance, magicians, and a few other things. But first and foremost, like names are something you create. So when you talk about possessing an ability and tying it to a name, know that you possess any ability that you can like think of or come about and create. Just for you to be able to think about that ability means you possess it in some type of sense. It may not be in the full sense in which you resonate with like the actual entitlement, but it could still be that. So when you talk about like psychics, right? Let's just talking about your psyche, you know, it's like kind of knowing how consciousness flows, you know, and as spirits and bodies, you know how different forms of consciousness flows on different levels. Like just knowing your organisms and stuff like that. That's like knowing your psyche, or being psychic. You know, when you sneeze, it mean this. You know, when you cough, it mean this. You know what I'm saying? You may have something in your eye, you blinking hard. You know, a certain part of your body may hurt or ache, and you know what that means. That's being psychic. You don't really pertain abilities to other people. You only pertain it to yourself. So the same thing with like clairvoyancy, right? That's just talking about having clarity within your life, and there's different senses of clarity themselves. So I be hearing people talk about like clairvoyancy, even related to memory and shit like that. You just gotta clear in your sense of in your sense of memory. You have clarity. You know, it's like whenever you relate towards like, cause I forgot like the fucking name for it. It's a whole clairvoyance name, but it's talking about like being able to remember stuff and like past occurrences, stuff that happened in the past, even though like you wasn't there. That's just like having clarity over like life and the sense of that itself. You kind of know how shit operate and move. Now that's something that everybody not privy to. It kind of take a great spirit, but it's just for you to be able to look at a situation and look at the elements of it, and come about with a speculation or guess to what has happened. That's like that same sense of clarity. And the more you're right, the more you actually got a better grasp of that power itself. But it is something that you possess. You know, all this stuff is stuff you possess upon a whole bunch of different levels. People would talk about being a magician. You know, just for you to be smart, for you to be able to put one and two together. That's being a magician. For you to be able to add up numbers and shit together, that's being a magician. You know, it's not always in the super great sense in which a lot of people are fantasizing over it. And actual magicians will speak to you like that little stuff is what you're talking about. And then once you master that little stuff more and more, you start doing the greater shit. But it's mastering the small stuff first. You know? And that's how you come to these greater senses of life that we often search for. Everybody don't got that hunger, but some of us do. And that's all I want to talk about. Just a quick little video on names.